Welcome to this week's Newscast, Fergus. I'm Carly and I'll be your anchor. Last week, many of you revealed your true colors during Winter Spirit Week. So to start off, we thought we would recap the talent show and the amazing talent here, as well as some of our students that lacked natural talent to be in the talent show.
Yes, I'm John Skipper. And I got third, and I don't even know what that means because I was gone. But
I'm Karsten Neal, and I won second place playing Hawaiian slack key guitar.
I'm Darren Lavender or Lombard, and I came in first.
Nathan and I wanted to do the talent show last year, but we decided against it for some reason, and we decided, well, we might as well join the talent show this year because we knew we'd do well because we're amazing. And that's pretty much it. We knew we were amazing and we wanted to prove it.
I know a great shortcut.
Well, it's not on the map.
It's cool.
The engine stopped. I must have sensed the evil and isolation.
Dude, don't worry. That guy with the butcher knife will save us. And you're dead.
I kind of got over most of my nerves throughout playing in bands and stuff, so it wasn't extremely. Well, I love to play music, so I just thought I'd get out there and play guitar for people.
I like to perform for people and make them happy with my music. It's like just kind of life kind of told me that I should write a song about how I feel, and that I don't know, the song is kind of about nonviolence and getting things done through talking and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to inspire people to get things done the way they want them without being too forceful or violent about it. Yes, I wrote everything. Okay, yeah.
Can't stop flying midair, but I can change a thing here or there. If words can inspire a worldwide fire, then the pain would be shared by all who care. The world would go back to spinning, and everyone would have place to fit in.
Treat for you tonight. I will turn this shape into a person. And because
What did the banana say to the doctor?
I don't know. What did he say?
He wasn't feeling very good.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
She doesn't go here!
Spank you very kindly for the last segment. Jerry O'Neill proposed a bill of corporal punishment in lieu of incarceration, where criminals can bargain jail time for lashings. Erica and Ben interviewed students, teachers, and Sheriff Tom Killen to get deeper into this subject. Here's Ben and Erica with more.
Can you give us a summary of what the bill is about?
My understanding is that it's just a legislative draft right now, so it hasn't been assigned a bill number yet. What it's about is it would allow people who have been convicted of misdemeanors and felonies in Montana to bargain for corporal punishment in lieu of incarceration time, or so instead of going to jail, they could get a beating or a whipping or be put in the stocks, for instance.
All right, and who was the sponsor of the bill?
The sponsor of the bill is a representative named Jerry O'Neill, and he is from Columbia Falls, Montana.
Okay, and why was the bill proposed?
His reasoning behind the bill is that there is significant overcrowding in the jails and that perhaps this would take some of the burden off the criminal justice system and save the taxpayers some money in the long run.
Okay, and how would this violate our personal rights?
I'm not sure. I think that it all depends on your interpretation of the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment of the Constitution says that we have freedom from cruel and unusual punishment. So I suppose a court would have to decide if beatings or being placed in the stocks would constitute cruel and unusual punishment.
Do you feel like this would be an effective bill when dealing with crime?
I feel like it could be pretty effective if criminals chose both options pretty equally.
Were you spanked as a child?
I was.
Did you feel that it was an effective way to deal with your punishment?
Yeah, I think so. I stopped doing a lot of the things that brought about that punishment.
Is there a more creative way to deal with punishment that would be more effective?
I can't think of any ways, but I'm sure that a lot of people can think of ways, but the more creative you get, it seems like the more cruel they get, so.
And if this bill is passed, what type of crime would this be suitable for?
I think it would work best for smaller crimes when people don't have to spend very long in jail, because then they could just choose the other option and get it over with. But for people who would have to spend like life in jail, it seems kind of pointless.
It's a kind of a different type of bill and people aren't used to it, and I think the bad things that they've done or the bad habits they've formed, it will decrease those urges to do so. Yes, I was.
So that was effective?
I think so.
And do you think there's a more creative way to deal with punishment that's more effective?
I think that's pretty creative in itself.
If this bill is passed, what crimes do you think this would be suitable for?
I guess it depends on how serious the crime is. Like murdering someone, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna do anything, but for less serious crimes, perhaps.
Do you feel like this would be an effective bill of dealing with crime?
No, I don't. I think this bill is really medieval and messed up.
Were you spanked as a child?
Yes, I was.
Did you feel like that was effective?
Yes.
Do you think there are other creative solutions when dealing with crime that would be more effective?
No, I think that this is as creative as it can get.
I don't see this bill passing. If it were to pass, I believe the first thing that's going to happen is the Civil Liberties Union and several other organizations that protect the rights of our citizens will become involved, and it'll go to the Supreme Court, and those are the initial problems. If it were to pass all those tests, I think what you're going to see is at local levels, sheriffs refusing to be involved in this type of punishment. I think we have a really pretty good system at this point in time. Checks and balances with our criminal justice system. Just because an individual is charged with a crime doesn't mean he's automatically guilty. He has that right to be judged by his peers or by a jury. I think that's a wonderful system. The sentencing guidelines that our Montana Codes Annotated give our judges are very fair, and I don't see any reason to change those. Some people are strange, you know. They may want a lashing or a flogging or whatever they call it.
Well, thank you, Ben and Erica. That was interesting. On a totally different note, we also had some science competitions. Science Bowl did well on Saturday with our teams placing 3rd and 5th overall. But before that, on Friday in Bozeman, we caught up with the robotics team members that went head-to-head robot combat with 32 other teams around the state.
I'm Rebecca Russell.
I'm Peter Wright. Well, we've been preparing since early November. The preparation is mostly just getting into where the robot is and working on it every day.
And brainstorming ideas. There were 32 teams from all over Montana.
The biggest challenge was when we had a good idea, actually implementing the good idea. That was a big deal because a lot of times you can work stuff out in your head that doesn't apply to real life.
On the JV team, the responsibilities of me and Carl was I did the notebook, so I kept track of everything that was going on, brainstorming ideas. We tried to write all of our ideas down, and then Carl built the robot.
And mostly the responsibility of the JV team was the completion of the robot. They sort of took theirs apart after the first competition, and of course the book.
When we were actually competing, I ended up driving a lot, except when we were just running into things, then Carl ended up driving, and Carl ran the arm while I was driving.
And really the biggest difference between working on it and the actual competition was that the actual competition was mostly just the operation of the robot, instead of actually working on the robot itself and changing things upon the robot. Well, the JV team took 18th or 20th, I forget which, and the varsity team took 14th. We probably would have tried out some of our better ideas a little earlier instead of waiting to complete the rest of the robot, because we had some good ideas really early on that could have been done, and then we could have perfected it perhaps a little bit more, but as it stands, I think we did.
The varsity notebook won for best notebook. It was really, really organized. It was, there was lots of ideas in it. It was just, yeah, that was Beth Wright who did that, the notebook. So, I personally am planning on it. I'm really excited about it next year, and hopefully next year we can do better on the notebook.
Definitely.
And finally, Snapchat? You might have heard of this new app. What is it all about? Here's Otis and Ashley Ann with more information.
Alright, so Snapchat is basically you take a picture of yourself and you send it to someone that they can only view it for a limited amount of time.
How often do you use Snapchat?
Quite often right now.
Have you ever had an embarrassing Snapchat experience, sending or receiving?
No. If you're really smart with your stuff, you'll never have an embarrassing moment, so.
Do you prefer Snapchat or texting?
I think I prefer Snapchat right now.
Can you guys explain what Snapchat is?
It's an app where you take a picture or a video of yourself and then you get to send it to one of your friends and then they reply back.
Yeah, and they usually laugh about it. It's usually funny.
How often do you guys use it?
Like every day.
All the time.
Yeah. And do you guys ever Snapchat when you're in the same room or sitting by each other?
No,
we
have
haven't
not
had
done
that happen yet. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, usually I wait until I'm not by the person.
Alright, and do you prefer Snapchat or texting?
It depends on what you're talking about. If it's something like important, but if you're but if you're just making funny faces or just joking around, Snapchat's awesome for that.
Can you explain what Snapchat is?
Snapchat is this new thing where people take pictures of themselves and they send it to someone else for an indeterminate amount of time, usually between 1 and 10 seconds.
Do you use Snapchat?
I do not use Snapchat. I just don't think it's a very good idea. It's not very safe. People can send you pictures you probably don't even want to see. Like, let's say you're friends with a really, really creepy looking person. They send you a picture they don't have a shirt on. I don't want to see that.
Do you think Snapchat is used appropriately by most high school students here at Fergus?
I would have to say that generally most of them use it appropriately, but there's always going to be the one or two that ruin the fun and do illegal things that are going to get a ban for everybody else.
Well, Fergus, thanks for watching another Eagles newscast. If you have something that would make an interesting newscast, let us know. Have a great week, and we'll be back again before you know it.